getting into the NFL rest of season predictions, please watch through the full video. You will enjoy it, and we're also going to add the playoffs in too. So yeah, just check it out and watch. But for this one, we're going to add the playoffs. So yeah, let's get going. So I agree with the Patriots beating the Bills. I mean, the Bills have been struggling lately, and yeah, I think the Patriots will get the road win. And then the Browns will blow past the Texans easily. Like, Deshaun Watson will get his revenge game. The Texans have won one game this year. Ravens will blow past the Broncos. The Broncos just aren't quite the team. And I definitely think that the Ravens are better. The Raiders are okay. I mean, like, they're pretty bad, but I think that they'll get a lucky win over the Chargers. And then for the last game, the Bengals and the Chiefs. I feel like the Chiefs are going to have another bad week like they did versus the Colts. And then they're going to lose on the road. It's just going to be a tough loss for them. But who knows? Chiefs fans, don't come at me. You guys definitely beat the Bengals, though. So, yeah. And then everyone knows that the Vikings are going to beat the Jets. I mean, the Vikings are a really good team, and the Jets are a good team too. But, like, the Vikings have way more talent, and they're not like the Bears, so it shouldn't be too easy for them. And then the Lions are improving, and the Jaguars aren't really doing anything, so I'm going to take the Lions there. I'm going to take the Falcons over the Steelers. Falcons are super underrated, and the Steelers just barely beat the Colts. Eagles over Titans. I'm going to take the Eagles because the Eagles have more talent, and the Titans are pretty good, but I think that the Eagles are better. And then you have the Giants, you have the 49ers, and the Dolphins. I feel like the 49ers will a close game. The 49ers have been good lately, but not to start the season. So I think they'll pull off a small upset. And then the Cowboys and the Colts will be somewhat it won't be a good game. I think that the Cowboys will blow right past them. And then as a Bears fan, I really hate making this prediction, but the Packers are just way stronger of a team than us. I think that they'll blow past us. Just because they're 4-8 doesn't mean they don't own us, and it's going to be a close game, but I definitely think the Packers will blow by. Then the Giants will blow past Washington. It's not going to be that. Both are good teams, but I think the Giants will win. And then Rams and Seahawks. I feel like the Rams will get it at home, just get the upset. I mean, the Rams aren't that good. The Seahawks are better than the Rams, so I think the Rams will get the home upset. And then the Buccaneers and the Saints will be kind of a maybe. I don't know who's going to win, but I definitely feel like the Buccaneers will blow past just because they're better and they're at home. And even though the Saints own the Buccaneers in the regular season, I still think that the Buccaneers will still win this one. And then this game for the Titans and the Jaguars, I think the Titans will just blow right past them. I mean, the Titans aren't that good. And by the way, we're on to week 14, so yeah, the Titans will definitely blow past the Jaguars. Then the Bills, I think they'll blow past the Jets. I mean, the Jets won last time, but I think that this time the Bills looking for revenge at home to win. Bengals versus the Browns. I think that the Bengals are at home. The Browns are the strong team. The Bengals are a strong team to win. Then the Ravens and the Steelers are playing. I feel like the Ravens are better, stronger team. Steelers just barely beat the Colts. I think that the Ravens will go past. And then the Dolphins versus the Chargers. I definitely think that the Dolphins will win because the Chargers are in that strong of a team. The Dolphins are actually kind of good. And then the Chiefs and the Broncos Broncos are good and the Chiefs are very good. It's nothing else to say. The Chiefs are just going to blow past. The Rams are an okay team. I mean, like, they're pretty bad. But then the Raiders are even worse. I definitely think that if the Rams are home, they'll win this one. Cowboys-Texans, Battle of Texas. Cowboys looking for revenge. I'm definitely going to take the Cowboys because the Cowboys are much stronger attack and the Texans just are nothing. And then the Cardinals and the Patriots. I mean, the Cardinals are pretty bad. The Patriots are okay, but I'm going to take the Cardinals with the home upset. And then the Lions and the Vikings. I mean, the Vikings are pretty good, but I feel like they're going to get upset here. And this is kind of a hot take, a little bit of a bad take, but I think that the Lions are going to spice it up here and get the road upset. Then the Giants and the Eagles, same, another upset. I think the Giants will play strong and they will find a way to beat the Eagles to deliver their second loss of the season. Then the 49ers and the Buccaneers. The 49ers are good. Tom Brady's done. He's washed. He had a great career, but he's washed. I think the 49ers are going to blow past. Nothing else to say. And then the Seahawks are just going to blow past the Panthers. The Panthers suck. But yeah, I think the Seahawks are just better. Now into week 15, I think that the Ravens are definitely going to blow past the Browns. I mean, the Ravens are good. The Browns don't really have much talent. Even with Deshaun Watson, he struggled all in the preseason. So yeah. Then the Bills are going to blow past the Dolphins just like last week. I think that with them at home, and since the other team won last time, I think they'll win this time and get the revenge on the Dolphins and the Jets. So yeah, then the Chiefs, Texans, nothing to say. Chiefs are much stronger, and the Texans are pretty bad. Then there is the Chargers will definitely blow past the Titans. I don't know about that one, but maybe the Chargers with the home upset, and yeah. And then the Patriots and the Raiders. I think the Patriots get the road upset because the Raiders are pretty bad. Sorry, Elias, but the Raiders are really bad. So yeah. And this game, nothing to say. Vikings are good. Colts are not. Vikings will blow past, especially because they lost the last week in my prediction. Then the Steelers are going to get the road upset on the Panthers. The Panthers just aren't that good. And then the Cowboys are going to beat the Jaguars on the road. I mean, like, the Jaguars are pretty bad and the Cowboys are pretty good. I think they'll win. Then the Jets are going to beat the Lions at home because the Jets are pretty good. And then here we go. We got the Broncos and the Cardinals. I think that the Broncos will get the home upset and get stuff going for them. And then the Buccaneers versus the Bengals. I think the Buccaneers are going to get the home upset. It's going to be a home upset. I mean, Tom Brady can win when he wants to, but I think he's washed. I mean, the Buccaneers are kind of a mess right now, but I definitely think that they will win, and the Bengals will have a bad week and lose. And then the Seahawks and the 49ers, I definitely think that the 49ers are going to lose this game. I mean, the Seahawks are pretty hot, and then at home they'll win. And then the Saints versus Falcons, I think the Saints will get the home upset. I mean, like, the Falcons could pull the road upset, but I don't know. And then Washington versus the Giants, I definitely think that Washington is going to win this game. I mean, for their revenge from 2 weeks ago, I think they'll win. And the Eagles-Bears, nothing to say. Eagles are good. Bears are biggest dumpster fire in the NFL right now. I'm a Bears fan, by the way, if you didn't know. Eagles are going to destroy the Bears. And then the Packers will beat the Rams at home because the Packers have their home upsets and the Rams aren't that good. So, yeah. We're on to week 16. Let's go. Jets, Jaguars. I definitely think that the Jaguars are not that good and the Jets are a stronger team here. Titans, Texans. Titans are way stronger. They're at home. Same with the Jets. Just same thing. Just win for both of them. Patriots over the Bengals. Patriots are a strong team. Awful loss to the Bears, which was our last win, probably for the season. But other than that, they played pretty good. And the Bengals, I think they'll lose this week on the road. Then meanwhile, the Steelers are going to beat the Raiders just barely at home. I mean, it's kind of a toss-up game. They're both crap teams. And then last one, the Chargers and the Colts. I mean, the Chargers are, like, really good. I mean, not good. They're mid, and then the Colts are terrible. I think they'll get the road upset. And, yeah, we'll have to see what happens, but I think they'll get the road upset. Okay, we all know that the Bills are going to blow right past the Bears. As a Bears fan, I'm saying that. The Chiefs are going to blow past the Seahawks. I mean, the Seahawks are a decent team, but the Chiefs are just way stronger. Ravens versus the Falcons, I think they'll win. The Ravens are going to destroy them. I mean, the Falcons are probably going to have a bad week. Then the Browns are barely going to beat the Saints, which is just, it's just going to be a close game. And I mean, they're both terrible teams. I think the Browns will blow past. The Dolphins at home versus a crappy Packers team. I think that the Dolphins will get the win at home. I mean, it'll feel good to them. And then the Rams versus the Broncos. I think the Rams will get the home win. I mean, the Broncos probably won't win again this season. I don't know, though. I think I don't even know anything about the Broncos, if they're going to be good or not, but I think the Rams will win this one. And then the Vikings are at home versus the Giants. I think they'll blow right past them. The Panthers are at home versus the Lions. I think the Panthers will get a home upset over the Lions. The Lions are crap. The 49ers, they will beat the Commanders by a lot. It'll be a bad week for the Commanders, or it'll be a close game. I don't know. I think the 49ers will win, though. Meanwhile, the Cowboys will beat the Eagles. The Cowboys are pretty clutch at home, and I think that they'll get this win over the Eagles because I think they'll split again. Then the Cardinals against the Buccaneers. I think that the Cardinals are pretty bad, but the Buccaneers are pretty bad as well, and I think the Cardinals get the road upset. The home upset, I don't know though. There's no explanation for this first game. It's week 17, by the way, but the Chiefs are easily going to blow past the Broncos. Texans at home, I think they'll get their second win of the season, especially against this trash Jaguars team. The Ravens will beat the Steelers. I mean, the Ravens are much better and stronger than the Steelers. And then the Patriots and the Dolphins. I think that the Patriots at home versus the Dolphins, the AFC East is kind of like the AFC West projected to be. They're kind of a division of all four good teams that are kind of equal, to be honest. Because, yeah, I can explain later if you want me to. But all that, and then the Bills, and I just think that the Patriots will both beat them by like 2. And then the Bills and the Bengals, I think the Bengals will win just because they're at home, and the Bills like to struggle some weeks. And the Titans are at home. I mean, the Cowboys can struggle sometimes, and I think now they're going to have a bad week on the road and lose. Then meanwhile, Washington against the Browns. I think that Washington should be able to blow past the Browns. The Browns aren't that good. And then the Giants should blow past the Colts. The Giants are a strong team. The Colts aren't. It'll just be a good win for the Giants. Then the Niners and the Raiders. I definitely think that the Niners will win this game. The Raiders are crap. The Niners are a pretty good team now, and I think they'll win. Seahawks will beat the Jets at home. It'll be kind of a close game, but I feel like the Seahawks have the talent here to win. And then the Chargers will beat the Rams at home. This is supposed to be a really good game to begin the season between two really good teams and between a decent team and a decently bad team. So I think that the Chargers at home, I know it's both of their stadiums, but I think as the Chargers have the logo and all that stuff, they'll win. Then the Buccaneers and the Panthers. I think the Buccaneers are pretty bad, but the Panthers are worse. I think the Buccaneers will blow past. And yeah, pretty much the Falcons should blow past the Cardinals. I mean, like, the Cardinals are kind of bad and the Falcons are underrated, so I think they'll win. Then the Bears and the Lions. I think the Lions are going to sweep us. We're just a dumpster fire, and I think we don't have this good week, bad week anymore, like I might have said on YouTube. I don't know. We're just bad every week, and if it happens to rain in Ford Field, which it won't, we're going to win. But if it doesn't rain, it's not going to rain in Ford Field, so we won't win. So I'm taking the Lions there. Then the Eagles and the Saints, no explanation. The Eagles are just way better of a team than the Saints. And then Vikings, Packers. I mean, usually maybe the Packers will win at home, but I think the Vikings are way stronger of a team. I think they'll get the sweep for the first time, and I don't know how long, but it's been a little bit. And on to week 18. This is the last game of the regular season before the playoffs. And yes, I will have my playoff predictions this video, but let's get into it. The Chiefs and the Raiders. I think that the Chiefs will win at home on the road, and the Raiders season there, the terrible season. Chargers will beat the Broncos at home and end their terrible season. Then Steelers, Browns. I think that the Steelers will end the Browns season with a win over them, and I mean, like, Kenny Pickett will just blow past Deshaun Watson, because Deshaun Watson won't be good. He might be good next year, but this year's been struggling. Titans versus Jaguars. I think the Titans will win because they're a bit stronger, and the Jaguars are just bad. Bengals versus Ravens. The Bengals are at home. I think the Bengals get this win. The Bengals and the Ravens are pretty good, but the Steelers and the Browns aren't. And then let's get on to the next game. Bills will beat the Patriots this time. Last time I picked the Patriots because they're at home, and the Bills struggle sometimes against division teams on the road. So I think that the Bills will win this game. And then the Colts will beat the Texans. I mean, the Colts are they're an okay team, but I don't know how good they are. And then they're pretty bad, and I definitely think that it should be tough. And then the Dolphins and the Jets. I definitely think that the Dolphins are going to blow right past them. I mean, the Jets are a pretty good team, but the Dolphins at home, I think, will get the win. I take back that I think they're going to blow past them. I think that it'll just be a really close game, and I think they'll get their revenge this time. But then on the NFC, the 49ers are better than the Cardinals. Cardinals aren't good. I think the 49ers will win this one. And the Seahawks and the Rams. Seahawks are at home. I think because of last time, revenge game, I think the Seahawks will win. Lions will beat the Packers. The Packers are really bad. I think that the Lions going into their stadium with a building future, I think they'll win. Then the Vikings are going to come into the Bears Stadium and just easily get the W, no question. And then the Saints are going to take the win to end their season at home versus the Panthers. The Eagles are going to take a home victory against the Giants because they're for revenge, and the Giants are so good. The Commanders are going to take a win over the Cowboys at home. I think the Cowboys will end weak, but then go into the playoffs. I don't know what they'll do in the playoffs. You'll see my prediction. Then the Falcons and the Buccaneers. That's going to be a close game between two bad teams. I think the Falcons get them this time. They only lost because of a bad call last time. This time it's the Falcons. Now time for the playoffs. I think that the Bills will get their revenge back-to-back weeks. Not much to say about that one, but I think Josh Allen will just blow past Mac Jones and get the job done. Then the 3-6 game, I think Lamar Jackson will blow past Tua turn the ball over, Tagovailoa, and get the job done and move on to round 2. Then the Titans, I think they'll blow past the Bengals. I mean, being the best team in your division, getting the home field advantage to host the Bengals, I think Tannehill and Vrabel and Henry and everyone will lock down and win it. Then the Cowboys and the Buccaneers, I think the Buccaneers are a bad team, but if they win the division, they go to the playoffs, and then the Cowboys are going to destroy them. Then the 49ers and the Seahawks, I definitely think that the 49ers are going to blow right past the Seahawks with being at home and getting revenge from a couple weeks ago. And then the Vikings should beat the Commanders. The Commanders are pretty good, but I definitely think that the Vikings are the stronger team here. And in the divisional round, I definitely think that the Bills can blow right past the Ravens, and it'll be a great game, but I think the Bills will just pull away at the last second. And then the Chiefs will just pass on the Titans so much with Mahomes and Tyreek Hill, Travis Kelce, just everything will go wrong for the Titans that game, and the Chiefs and the Bills go. And then on the NFC side, the 49ers and the Vikings. I think the 49ers are start their season with the loss to the Bears on the road, and then end their season with the loss to the Vikings on the road. And Kirk Cousins will just blow past with Jay Jets and they'll win. And then the Eagles will go right past the Cowboys in round 2 for revenge from week 16. At home, I think they have more talent here, and I think they'll just find a way to get the job done. The Chiefs and the Bills. The Bills, I think their season will end right here with this clutch Chiefs. I mean, the Bills own them in the regular season. Chiefs own them in the postseason. Chiefs are going to get this job done. And then in the NFC side, the Eagles and the Vikings. We know how this plays out. The Eagles are going to win by 31 points. I think they'll blow right past and win by 30 points. They're just like right around there, not plus, just right around there. And then in the Super Bowl, I think that the Eagles will beat the Chiefs with a home upset, just like the 2017 season, but this time with Jalen Hurts and Nick Sirianni. They will go to Glendale and get the job done, especially over Patrick Mahomes. Yeah, I mean, Patrick Mahomes lost in the Super Bowl, and the Eagles beat Tom Brady when he was like the best quarterback in the league. Why don't they just beat Mahomes now? And yeah, pretty much. That's it for the video. If you enjoyed it, make sure to leave a like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. Comment who you think is going to win the Super Bowl. I think the Eagles will. But yeah, if you enjoyed it, make sure to leave a like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. I'll see you in the next one. Peace out.